Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. I am Kurtis alongside Nick. Hey, man, the groundhog saw a shadow. You shocked or what?
No, I'm surprised somebody hasn't shot him yet. That's the only thing that surprises me.
Gotta love it. Let's kick it. All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to cover this week. Not a lot in the football sector. A good amount in the football sector. But it's about to be the off season in a few days. So we're definitely going to have to come up with other talk. And we're excited to bring that to you. So settle in. We're going to kick this week off with our NFL Weekly Dump. All right. So, the Pro Bowl was fun to watch the skills comps as always. But I still really can't bring myself to be entertained by grown men playing flag football. It's cool to see Jared Goff win the MVP. The NFC won for the third time in a row. I have a quote here from Peyton Manning saying, "Team morale is quite low. I'm 0-3 against Eli, and I just have to own that." I find that rather funny. So, anyways, Nick, what you want to get us a little bit more filled in on the Pro Bowl this week, brother?
Well, on that note, that just is foreshadowing. They're going to pick Peyton to do the kick of destiny because he got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And some of the new games they had were, I don't know. Some were good. Like the passing attack was a very good game. Congratulations, Jared Goff. Came out and just slung it.
Slung it.
Absolutely killed it.
Love it.
But like the lineman spike where you got to hit a pad for power. Yeah, the helmet talk was weird. It's more like pillow talk.
Yeah.
Could have done without that.
Agreed.
I think there's some more games they could incorporate that actually are athletic maybe and not as much of locker room talk.
Yeah, and like dodgeball, is like cool and high pace as that is and whatnot. It's funnier for me to watch George Kittle quote the movie Dodgeball than it is to actually watch them play dodgeball. So
that was Baker.
Was it Baker too? I saw a clip with George Kittle.
Yeah, that was Baker Mayfield's quoting it while he's sitting up on the podium.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So maybe they both did. I don't know, but yeah,
it's
I don't know.
To me to watch them athletic men not be able to throw a dodgeball is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. The one thing I found funny, that spike thing. Okay, I get it. It just looked to me like they really weren't throwing it that hard. I don't know. I just like seeing these big guys spike this football. I don't know. It just and really, who gives a shit how hard they do that? I don't know, but it just, again, they could do away with a couple of them, come up with a couple more. It is kind of cool that they do a cumulative total of all the points from all the skills comps for AFC versus NFC. Again though, like as good as Drake May was this year, when you actually look at his stats, the fact that he's in the Pro Bowl, backup or not, is just kind of like, damn, what has this really become? Yeah, but either way, I hope at least they're trying. I'll give them an A for effort. They definitely have a lot of changes to be made still to the Pro Bowl. But if you could bring one thing to it, what would you bring?
The actual competitiveness back.
As a whole.
Yeah, but no, the spike, I would like to see him go for height, not power.
Yeah.
Your coolest spikes, man. See how high you can spike it.
Yeah. Yep, that would be, height would be cool, because that takes a whole nother level of kind of science into the whole thing. That would be neat.
Yeah.
As for just one, I know they do a longest throw with the quarterbacks. I don't think they do they?
No, they don't anymore.
Yeah, I would love to see that come back. I absolutely loved watching Brett Favre and Peyton Manning and all them guys just frickin' throw their arms out for the whole offseason, for my entertainment. Like that was when the Pro Bowl was the bee's knees, man. When they'd still suit up, they'd still play hard, and it'd be like 70-60 still, but they're still playing. I don't know. I just would really like to see a little bit of and maybe it's just the nostalgia factor that's what I'm used to. Who knows? All right, so that wraps our talk up about the Pro Bowl, unless you got anything else to add.
No, it was overall. It was what we expected out of the Pro Bowl. It was still fun to see everybody having fun out there.
Amen, because we got about 7 grueling months coming up and no football. Damn.
Yeah.
The hell are we going to do with our lives?
All
right. So we all know the dreaded game coming up this Sunday. Chiefs-Eagles, Super Bowl. Had time to reflect. I definitely will probably watch it because it's always entertaining. I'm just very, very optimistic and hopeful at the same time that it'll just be a fair game. Like, if Kansas City's going to win, I don't want there to be all the bullshit that goes with it. If the Eagles win, I don't care if they had 17 freaking terrible calls and went their way. Good for them. It'd be just total karma for all the calls the whole year Kansas City's gotten. The talk is massive about it. You can't really look up anything on the internet about football without seeing an article relating to it. But fingers crossed that they'll get it right. I'm really excited to see replay assist play a part in a Super Bowl, which is cool. Also, our President Donald Trump will be attending. He'll be the first sitting president to ever attend a Super Bowl. I also find that very neat. Got anything else on the Super Bowl?
Not much, really. I'm still rooting for the Eagles. I still think their defense is going to hold up.
Yep. Yeah.
And to kind of go into the Super Bowl talks, did you listen to the Roger Goodell interview the other day?
I don't think I did get a chance to see most of the player interviews, but I don't think I saw Rodgers' interview. How was it?
No, it was just him defending the refs and how they do everything every week. I don't know what the fuck they're watching.
I now that you say that, I think I did see a sound bit on him saying that his refs were the best in the business and stuff. And
it was his opening
No,
Super
sir.
Bowl interview.
They are not. I'm sorry. I love the NFL. I know the NFL's not rigged. I'm not saying it is, even though I might say it is sometimes on this channel. But if I really did think it was rigged, I wouldn't watch it. We wouldn't have a podcast that's dedicated to mostly the NFL. However, there's definitely a need for a change in the referee business, period. And that really goes across all sports. We're in an age where, yes, you need to have mediators, per se, something on the field, the court, the ice, whatever. But at some point, there's enough technology to also combat all the bullshit. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Couple names being thrown around with Lions talk. That's kind of getting me a little excited, if I'm being completely honest. The first name, clearly being Myles Garrett. He penned Cleveland a letter. Very nice letter. Pretty much saying, I don't have faith in the fact that you're ever going to be close to being in a Super Bowl by the time I retire. I believe he's 29. He wants to go somewhere else. Potential landing spots, Detroit being one, Washington being another. I can see him also going out west. I don't know that Cleveland would trade him to an AFC team, but the Chargers are definitely a contender. What are your thoughts on Myles Garrett coming to the Big D?
I think it'd be amazing. I mean, to have Myles Garrett across from Hutchinson, oof.
That'd be the meanest ends in football, man.
Oh, it'd be phenomenal. You can't double team both of them.
Nope. They could just rush too.
Yeah. Let's get another 350-pound D tackle, and that's fine, and then leave them on the outside.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to see it. I just don't want to see us have to give away the farm in order to make it happen. Hopefully, if Myles Garrett's been in touch with Oh, who'd we get from Cleveland? Smith.
Darius Smith.
Thank you, Darius Smith. Maybe he's like, hey, man, it is awesome here. It's just grand. Yeah, it snows 12 inches a day, but if you can get over that, they got a solid program here.
Dude, he lives in Cleveland, and we play in a dome. That's a selling point enough.
Yeah. I get why Buffalo's making their stadium outside because they just don't know how to play indoors, but I also think it's ridiculous that they're spending multi-billions of dollars on a stadium in Buffalo, New York. That's outdoors still. All right. Another name that came up in discussions with the Lions, Cooper Kupp. He's always been a solid receiver. I know he's had a couple regression years these last couple of seasons. However, I also feel that maybe it wasn't his fault. He's come out on his X. He's come out on with a post that stated something along the lines of that, he thought he was going to begin and end his career in LA, which I think there is a majority of players that feel that way. But that he's ready for greener pastures. I also think Cooper Kupp would be a fantastic scoop up for us. He's got experience. He's got a lot of experience. He's still a very good slot wide receiver that brings another depth to the wide receiver core for the Lions. You really want to open up all our receivers, have, Jameson Williams going deep, Amara making his slant down the middle, and then where's Cooper going to go? So, and then on top of that, you got Laporta as well. So it could get really nasty with that. Tim Patrick did very well for us this season. I will say that he was a very good number 3. But Cooper Kupp, I think, would definitely be a step up. What are your thoughts on Kupp, man?
To me, it depends on what the asking price is. Our team didn't hurt on offense this year. That was not what we needed, and that's not what killed us.
Nope.
So to me, I don't think you give away a lot to get him, and he's got a high salary to go with it. It'd be nice to have him, but I don't think you trade 3 or 4 people to acquire him.
True. Very true. No, I would.
We have
I would
very
trade
young, talented.
I would give away the farm for Myles Garrett at this point.
Yeah,
if we're going all in on a Super Bowl, but you're 100% right. I understand he's got a high salary and things, but I don't think it's going to end up coming with a lot more than just that. But who knows? Well, Nick, who else you got up on the free agency list?
The same routes as Cooper. That's the only thing that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, for sure. Well, who else you got up now on the free agent block, man?
Well, Chris Godwin is set to become a free agent this year.
Okay.
T. Higgins is going to be the biggest one. T. Higgins is an amazing receiver, and I'm really curious to see if Cincy's going to pay him or can afford to pay him and Chase.
Yeah, and it's almost to a point where, yes, they are. They're both. Obviously, Jamar Chase is number 1 receiver. I also feel that in not the shadow of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is a number 1 receiver. It's just where and when the pieces are going to fall for him to go. I'm trying to think without getting ahead to the mock drafts here and stuff, where he could go to be that number 1 threat.
Jacksonville for sure.
Definitely. However, the rookie they drafted last year in Jacksonville, was it Robinson Jr.?
Thomas.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas.
Yep, he did. He did very well. He showed promise. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence can pull his head out of his ass, but I don't know. Jacksonville's just always had this asterisk of taintness ever since Blake Bortles had him in the playoffs, and I don't know that they've ever overcome that. Yeah.
Well, getting the Bucs guy there, that Coach Baker, he's a gunslinging type of offense.
True that.
So maybe they open up.
That's what Trevor needs. Them locks need that love, baby. So hopefully, I root for all the teams at the end of the day. I just like seeing competitive, good football. Just don't beat my Lions. I'll come for you. I'm still looking. I ain't gonna go Washington for a while.
It's a lot easier to root for teams in the AFC, that's for sure.
Except for the Chiefs. Okay. All right. Who else you got free agent wise?
Well, wide receiver wise, we got Amari Cooper and Stephon Diggs are free agents this year.
Yep.
So those are two veterans. I think you could get it at a decent price.
Yeah.
I don't think they're number ones anymore, but they're a good number two.
And even with wide receivers, it comes to a point in their career too when they might not be a number one, but with the experience that they've had being at the top of their game also for so long too, pays dividends. I mean, look at Stephon Diggs came to Houston. His injury was terrible, which sucks, but he was like number 3 and still put up numbers, and still before he got hurt was just a total motivator on the sideline. It was fun to watch him kind of blossom into that. Especially because after he left Minnesota and went to Buffalo, I didn't think I just kind of had that feeling that him and Josh Allen just never gelled. But you could tell that he kind of had that with C.J. Stroud. Sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. So you like seeing him go to a good home. You like seeing him land in a happy spot and be good. He might end up signing back with them. Who knows? Who knows?
I would if I were him. That's a pretty good situation to be in.
I completely agree. Okay, what else you got?
Well, Josh Sweat, defensive end. Now, there's one you wouldn't have to pay top dollar that could help shore up our team pretty quick.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think so.
That'd be a good one. I like that. You know, because that's kind of what we did with Smith. You know, he wasn't costing us the farm, but he definitely made an impact. I know he didn't have a terrible amount of sacks, but without him, we would have been just friggin' dismal. So
yeah, we'd had to blitz 70% of the time instead of 45.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we'll see.
And we got Davis back out there as a free agent this year. We really need to lock him back up.
Yeah.
You got DJ Reed for the Jets. That'd be great to steal him. We need another lockdown corner.
Yes, we do. Yes, we truly do. Leading into that, I think they said they had the Lions with the corner as a need. I just think it's a need for us every single season. It's also probably one of the hardest positions to play in the sport, too, anymore. With all the pass interference and all the BS calls that seem to always go the wide receiver's way, it is definitely very difficult to play that position. I had all the highest hopes for Terrion Arnold. I hope he learns from all of his mistakes this his rookie season and becomes a better player next year, because I'm so sick of drafting corners so high for them just to not work out. That man, someone needs to tape that man's hands to his damn hips. I swear to God. Yeah. So, anyways, leading up, let's get into mock draft talk. Mel Kiper, agree with them, don't agree with them. Or actually, no, this is Matt Miller's mock draft, it looks like, not Mel Kiper. Anyways, yeah, we kind of discussed this a little bit, but like the Tennessee Titans, number 1 overall pick, according to these mock drafts I'm reading, they plan to either, 1, source a quarterback in free agency, or B, roll with Will Levis, which don't take the latter, Tennessee. They got Dual Carter from Penn State going number 1, which he is a monster. What are your thoughts on Tennessee taking him number 1?
Man, unless you can lock up Sam Darnold or Kirk Cousins before the draft, there's no way you can pick anybody but a quarterback. Right. Your defense wasn't the problem last year. Your offense was. You had a top 5 defense and scored like 20 points a game max.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And then they go off and ship their best receiver off to Kansas City and just make them a complete different team. Yeah. Like, let's just friggin' totally blow it this year. I mean, if I've ever seen a tank, that they did a very low-key tank this year.
Yeah. Well, a lot of other teams had the number 1 pick, but they decided to win in the last 3 weeks.
But I have a certain level of respect for that. I really, truly do. I really, truly do. I don't want to see anybody tank for a pick. And if you do tank, I hope they don't work out. I don't wish anything negative on the player, but I hope they just don't work out for you. I don't know. All right. The Cleveland Browns got the number 2 pick. They got them taking Travis Hunter. It's hard to pass that talent up. He is an unbelievable force. Do you think at the pro level, though, that he will play both sides of the ball?
No.
What do you think?
I think he'll be a defensive back.
That's what I think, too. I really think he's really – I mean, not that he wouldn't be a fantastic wide receiver. They probably would have him do some special teams maybe, too. Who knows?
I could see him in for some gadget plays on offense, but not an every down player.
No, definitely not. But it'll be really fun to see, a multi-position talented player grace the league, because it hasn't really had that in a long time, very long time. Really, the only person playing more than one position now is Taysom Hill.
There's a reason for that, though. The NFL is the best.
It's a grueling task. It's a grueling task. Okay. The New York Giants got him taken quarterback Cam Ward, Miami. They definitely need to make a move at quarterback. It's clear they ditched Daniel Jones, and no one else that played for him had any sort of chemistry with anybody, it seemed. It's a good pick. I didn't get to watch a lot of Miami football this year, but I have seen some film of Cam Ward play, and it's impressive. What are your thoughts on Cam going to be a Giant?
Well, I watched a lot of Cam Ward this year, and he is a good quarterback. His problem is he's really reckless with the ball. He's one of them quarterbacks that try to force things instead of throwing it away. He's going to chuck it up into triple coverage. He's very reckless, and a lot of people are scared that they can't coach it out of him.
Yeah, it's kind of a Jameis Winston type reckless. It's just
Yeah.
chuck it and heave it and hug it, chug it, football. Yeah. I don't know if he could build, he can build off Malik Neighbors, who is going to be an absolute unit. But since the Giants now in quarterback or bust mode, that they passed on Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, and Bo Nix for wide receiver Malik Neighbors, and then cut Daniel Jones. Yeah, they need to take him. They got to take it's.
Personally, I think they'll end up with Shadur. I think Cam Ward will end up going number 1 to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's a very good possibility, especially, it's gaining on us whether we like it or not, but the Combine's going to be coming up. We're going to have Pro Days coming up. And that's one of my favorite times of year is seeing what's going to be next in the NFL's future. Very, very, very excited about it. Very excited about it. Speaking of J.J. McCarthy, not that I'm excited to see the Vikings do well, but I'm pretty excited to see how he is going to pan out for the Vikings. I really am. I hope that he makes Sam Darnold look like a piece of shit. So,
I think having a year off, even though he was injured, is
probably
absolutely great for him.
Best thing that could have happened to him in a
got to learn the offense inside and out.
Yep, exactly. Very, very, very excited for him, but still, don't beat my Lions. All right. Got the New England Patriots taking Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan. New coach Mike Vrabel will want to fortify the offensive line in front of second-year quarterback, but the Patriots do have a lot of work to do. Yeah, I like that pick, but what are your thoughts?
They need so many areas and help, like massive help, that there's about 5 different ways they could go that would help benefit their team.
Yeah, they definitely need help all the way around. But we'll see, I suppose. We'll see. Good seeing players getting drafted from Michigan, because I think, the next pick is Will Johnson going to Jacksonville, cornerback, Michigan. It's definitely a need for Jacksonville. Their defense gave up 1 billion points to our Lions this year. Still don't think they've recovered from that. I kind of feel bad for their coach. What the hell? Drawing a blank. Doug.
Oh, the one that got fired?
Yeah, because he ain't a bad coach. It's just a terrible situation right now. I mean, you can only do so much with what you're given. So, look at what happened with Riviera in Washington. Granted, Dan Quinn's making him look like a moron now. But, yeah, I don't know.
He'll find another job somewhere.
Yep. And right now, this mock draft for the Raiders has them taking Sanders. If he falls to 6, I'll be mind blown. Like you said, it's really hard to imagine Tennessee not taking a quarterback. I guess if they can't get one in free agency, right away, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. But didn't Minnesota last year, didn't they draft J.J. McCarthy after they signed Sam Darnold?
Yeah, they got JJ in like the second round.
No, I know, but I'm saying I think they drafted J.J. McCarthy after they'd signed Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because they had all aspirations of McCarthy starting, and then Sam Darnold did what he did, and yeah. It'd be funny to see Darnold go back to the Jets and then just suck again.
I just don't see him going back there.
No, I don't either.
His life once.
I don't either, but it would be just rather ironic.
Have fun with that, Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. All right. New York Jets at 7. Got him taken. Offensive tackle guard from LSU, Will Campbell. They definitely need help all over the board, as most teams from New York need. Except for the actual only team that plays in New York, Buffalo. Yeah, not to be that guy, but I just could give a shit about the Jets. Between Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Glenn, I'm Aaroned out. Aaroned right out. Yep, so, yeah, Panthers. Yeah, taking Jalen Walker from Georgia, edge rusher. They definitely need defensive help. Once Bryce Young got the offense clicking towards the end of the season, they were fun to watch. But they definitely need that defensive help. Would you agree?
I do completely agree. I just want to see if Bryce Young can still continue to take that next step this year.
Yeah, he definitely has. He definitely took leaps and bounds last year. He definitely has more leaps and bounds to be had. And because he's so short, he definitely has to take more leaps and bounds to catch up. Good luck to the Panthers, though.
Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl. Just keep that in mind.
Amen, dude. He's like 2'6".
Yeah.
All right. Saints at 9. Got them taking another wide receiver. In McMillan from Arizona. Thoughts?
They need so much help. I don't think a receiver is saving their day.
I get that. I get that this is an early mock draft. We haven't really seen much, and they're still mock drafts, and none of them are ever right anyways. However, I think that's the last thing the Saints need right now. I think they could use a whole slew of other stuff, personally, but we'll see. We'll see. But McMillan is 6'5". He's a big guy. He can, they could use that kind of. I don't know. Who knows? They need a lot more help, the wide receiver, in my opinion. Didn't they just draft one last year? That worked. That was, pretty, But how do you even judge? Because Derek Carr, and then he's hurt half the year, so he's got 2 other people throwing. I don't know, man. Saints are a mess. Yeah, they need help. SOS.
Yep.
You can come and play your Super Bowl at our stadium because that's the closest it's ever going to see one.
Drew Brees ain't coming out of retirement for that.
Yeah, no shit. All right, Bears at 10. I give a shit. Ben Johnson, you can shove your pick right up your ass. All right, number 11, San Francisco. They got him taking Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Boo OSU, whatever. I don't know. Then you kind of get into the weeds. I don't want to get too much further into the mock draft talk just because it is just so hellaciously early, but this will definitely be a topic of discussion for probably majority of some episodes coming up. So, yeah. All right. Next on the agenda. I think we're going to move into to other sports. You got anything else on the football front, my man?
I do not.
All right, cool beans. We're going to move on. All right. We're going to start off with our second favorite sport talk so far, and that is TGL. And then we'll lead into one of the biggest things that's happened in the NBA in a long time. But I want to keep it consistent here with our order a little bit. So TGL round last night, I believe. It's LA versus Boston. LA won 6-2, stays undefeated at 2-0. Boston is now technically defeated, but they're 0-1 because they had the loss in overtime technically. However, To be honest, I went and looked at LA's team. They got Justin Rose, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, and they got Thigala too. It's a stacked team. It's gonna be hard to beat that team, I think. Really. What are your thoughts?
So Morikawa is just absolutely amazing with his irons.
Dialed in.
Oh my God, that man is just unbelievable. He put a couple of them shots just right next to the pin, 3 foot for birdie. Like, there's not much you can do with that.
No, there is not. No, there is not. So, yeah, it was fun to watch again. They're definitely getting more. There's dancing going on, and they're really trying hard. You can tell it's getting better every week. I'm really excited for the playoffs to see if everybody's going to keep that same level of goofiness, which I hope they do, and I think they will. Or if they actually are like, oh, this is the playoffs, I'm going to get a little more serious. It's like, come on, dude. It's an indoor league to give me, instead of having to watch pro-ams, I can actually watch you guys play golf. But crowd's intense. Crowd's into it. They're getting the crowd hyped, making great shots, making great putts. It's been so much fun to watch. I'm very excited to see how the season concludes. I'm also very excited to see the future of what conspires with the TGL. Keep up the good work. Hopefully it'd be really neat. Honestly, it's a very, very, very expensive setup, I'm sure. However, these people make crap loads of money, so it'd be cool to see a couple other of the stadiums built in other cities, and to actually be able to have more accessibility for the rest of the world to enjoy the sport. What else do you think they could bring to the table to help better the league?
I think they'll end up going to more holes as well and start switching up formats even too. I think this year's a trial run. I think it'll be a totally different format kind of next year.
Yeah, I think so too. I get
it's a trial run.
Yeah, they're definitely going to make some tweaks and things. The setup is a little hard to understand at first, but once you get it, you get it. Pretty easy to follow. I like the holes that they have. The designs on the courses are cool as hell. It's definitely really sweet. Very looking forward to the future. So next week on the TGL docket. Bow, bow, bow. Ooh, looks like. Yeah, we got a little break going on. I don't know. Is there an actual good PGA event going on this weekend or something?
I don't know about this weekend. I did watch Pebble Beach last weekend.
Yeah, that was fun. I watched that Scotty Scheffler save out of the frickin' beach. That was frickin' cool. Amen, Mr. Scheffler. It looks like, though, there's not another match on the TGL until Monday, February 17th.
President's Day, and there's 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, it looks like there is 3 of them. They start at 1, 4, and 7, so that's going to be an all-day watch-at-work ordeal. I am pumped. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Got Atlanta versus LA, Atlanta versus the Bay Golf Club, and then the Bay Golf Club versus Boston Golf Club. That'll be a lot of really fun golf. Love that Tiger doesn't put himself in the triple header matches, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, rest in peace, Tita Woods. She passed away this past week. Tiger's mom.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, that's very true.
She was able to make it last week against Boston, and
yep. May her soul be resting very nicely. That's sad.
Made Tiger Woods the man he was and the golfer he was.
Amen. That's been the biggest argument in sports is which half of Tiger Woods is hitting the damn ball so good. Shout out Chappelle Show. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's roll right into some of our NBA talk. Nick, the Luka Doncic AD trade kind of blew the top off the league, man. Fill us in.
Holy crap. I wake up in the morning and can't believe I thought it was fake news. I did.
I literally thought the world did fake. Too.
Yeah, you have a generational 25-year-old that you're talking about building fucking statues next to Dirk Nowitzki. Wake up in the morning and he's traded. Gone
like the wind.
And nobody knew about it. Not a freaking soul.
Nope. Not even a no soul.
I never thought anybody in Dallas would be hated more than Jerry Jones than Nico Harrison right now.
They're going to burn the damn city down, dude.
Dude, they were protesting bringing caskets to the front of the stadium the next day.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, you know how much caskets cost? My God. You know how much? Yeah, it's just utterly insane. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say if you did a survey and a poll, and maybe we'll do one here on the channel. Actually, we might do that. As to what city is the worst sports city in America right now, it's a hard argument to not put Dallas right at the top. Right at the top. Between how Jerry Jones is treating the Cowboys to now, Mark Cuban even was quoted saying he had no freaking clue that this was happening. None.
Nobody
Zero,
did.
Zip, zilch. No idea. No idea.
Mark Cuban would have never let this happen.
No, I don't think so either. Which, he is an owner. He's not the GM. He's not the coaches and all that. I get it. But.
Well, he's no longer in basketball operations.
Correct.
He's 30% owner, but he's no longer part of the basketball operations.
Correct. Very, very true. So, but again, even with his 30%, it's just like, damn. Definitely mind blowing. They played in the finals last year, correct? Or this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what in the world?
And
they'd be like the Philadelphia Eagles losing the Super Bowl this year, but being right there and trading Saquon Barkley in week 3 next year.
And Jalen Hurts.
And Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
Just getting rid of both of them. And expecting it made your team better. Like, what in the hell are you doing?
Oh, man. Yeah. Definitely been getting into following a lot more basketball as of late, and that just was like, unbelievable. Best of luck to both parties. I think we know who got the better end of the deal here. No disrespect to AD, but Luka is phenomenal.
Well, I hope Nico and Pelinka are really good friends because Nico is probably going to need a freaking job after this year.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable.
What blew my mind is I was reading these two guys talked about this trade from January 7th until the day it happened.
How?
And nobody knew.
Just
a
goes
whole
to
month
show
of trade talks
in a world full of cameras and microphones and all that kind of stuff that you still can keep something secret.
Yeah,
You still can keep something secret.
Blockbuster trade. Dallas fans are comparing it to when Jerry Jones fired Jimmy Johnson after back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's still I think Dallas hasn't gotten over. How is that man not been ran out of town by now? I don't get it. Maybe because he can just get away in his helicopter so damn quick.
Yeah, too much money and power.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the NBA, just looking at those two teams, clearly the Mavericks weren't what they are this year as they were last year. I think it's apparent that teams that in any sport really that make a championship one year and lose the championship tend to not rebound as well. Here it's proof in the pudding some more with the Mavericks being in 11th place in the Western Conference and the Lakers are in 5th. We'll see, and it definitely it could be that Luka just hates LeBron. That they just don't even get along. They don't know that. I mean, probably not, let's be real, but they don't know that. I don't know. It's going to be a fun story to watch. But really all in all, it's very blatant that the NBA's ratings have not been what they used to be. There's not as many people attending games. There's not as many people watching this on TV. This definitely got people's attention. It definitely did. It's making me want to watch Laker basketball. I've never really wanted to before. I'm just curious to see how this all pans out. But watch it go reverse. Watch the Lakers start to suck, and the Mavericks just, who knows? Time will tell, and we will keep you updated. We will keep you updated. All right. Anyways, Eastern Conference, our Pistons. A little bit of a rocky stretch here, but we're still 6th at 500 at 25-25. What are your thoughts overall still on the Pistons?
Man, they're improving every day. They are. They still aren't there yet, but they're definitely getting better. They're turning the ball over a lot less. Cade Cunningham had a heck of a year so far.
He has, and they're fun to watch again. That's the best thing. They're fun to watch. They are very fun to watch. Got the game on currently. Loving it.
I do too.
Absolutely loving it. With that being said, they are 4-6 in their last 10. Lost yesterday. Hopefully they can get back on the positive side of that. Yeah, very excited to see. Got a fun little stat for the week here. It's told to me today by somebody, shout out Corey, that if the Pistons and the Red Wings make the playoffs this season, it will be the first time in Detroit sports history that all 4 of our teams have made the postseason in the same season. I think that, or the same year, season, whatever you want to call it. I think that would be really wicked sweet. What are your thoughts on that stat?
It's not a stretch.
not.
The Red Wings are only 1 game out. The Pistons are in playoff contention, especially with the play-in game.
Yeah.
It's not a stretch.
Yep.
All you got to do is be in 10th place to make the playoffs anymore.
And the Pistons, yeah, and switching gears a little bit to the NHL Red Wings, sitting at 28-21-5. We are 7-2-1 on a 7-game winning streak currently. Yeah, they're killing it, man. Got 61 points. Panthers are top the Atlantic Division with 67. It's looking good. And again, on an excitement level and an entertainment level, the Red Wings are exciting as hell to watch currently. Dylan Larkin's been playing really well. Our goaltending's been phenomenal. It's been enjoyable to be a Detroit sports fan again, and it just makes me happy. Makes me very happy to be able to tune in to any sport I want to watch and not have to grind my teeth because they're losing by 1,000 million gajillion points. Very fun. So thoughts on the overall Detroit sports market currently?
Better. Maybe after this year we can finally bring in a couple bigger names, but nobody wants to go to the Washington Wizards of the NBA. Got to actually win a few before you're going to get anybody.
Yeah, because you don't see Myles Garrett writing his letter saying, "Hey, Cleveland, trade me to the Panthers."
Did you see his exact quote on that?
I did read the letter, but I don't remember it verbatim. No.
He goes, "In my career, my goal wasn't to go from Cleveland to Canton. It's to win a Super Bowl." Unquote.
Yeah, that drive's not very far, Mr. Garrett. Not very far. But you want to know what's even a little bit further of a drive? Detroit Rock City, baby. All right. Yeah, so I'm just been very, very, very excited about Detroit sports lately. It's been a wild ride, man. Let's keep on rocking it. Speaking of Detroit sports, Tigers making some off-season moves. Re-signed back Mr. Flaherty. Very excited about that. What are your thoughts on that?
He's a good, steady pitcher, and we need starting pitching badly.
Yeah, as much as I loved the ideology behind how we made the postseason last year, and I hope we do continue that, I really do. However, we need more than just one guy to be able to chuck more than 3 innings.
Yeah, you got to have some length here out of your starters. Even if you get 5 innings, you can't just kill your bullpen all freaking year.
Yep.
It doesn't work in the playoffs.
Yeah, crazy, but spring training begins February 22nd, which is 17 days away, a little over 2 weeks. Rock on. That means spring is right around the corner. I cannot wait to see green outside again. Oh, baby, bring it on. Okay. Yeah, Tigers I've seen, they also, I've read something about the knuckleball pitcher that we signed. Did I read anything? Did you see anything on that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I thought I seen a bullpen session with this kid throwing 80-mile-an-hour knuckleballs, and the catcher wasn't even close. It was pretty wild, man. So that'd be cool. I don't know his name. I'll have to do a little more research. I'll bring that to the table next week. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the Hulaham Hour. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate it. Tell us how wrong we are with all the stuff we've been talking about today. Yeah, we got NCAA basketball. Sadly, Michigan State has been on a 2-game skid. They release standings for basketball once a week, correct? Yeah, it's typically on a Monday. Is that right?
I want to say Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. So we'll see if this should be fresh then, even with the 2-game skid. Yeah, but they're sitting at 18-4 overall. They're in 9th. Purdue is now the highest-ranked Big Ten team at 7th. I've gotten to watch. It just seems like on a Saturday when I'm sitting around at home with my beautiful wife and my baby boy that I'm watching Auburn play basketball on ESPN, which I'm not upset about because it's fun to watch. Bruce Pearl's got that team just clicking. Have you got to catch any of their games by chance?
Oh, yeah. That broom, him and Cooper Flagg will be a 1-2 pick this year.
Holy cow, man. They are a force. They're a force. Bruce Pearl's always been a hell of a freaking basketball coach. And to see him really clicking with people like that, it's cool. It's fun. It's just fun to watch that kind of basketball. Yeah. So, you got anything else?
A couple losses still don't mean anything, though, this year.
Oh, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. Nope. And we all know
Kentucky lost to Ole Miss the other day. There's been a few. Iowa State lost to Kansas State and got blown right the hell out.
Yeah. Kind of
neat. There's been some shakeups.
Duke is on a 15-game winning streak.
And Kansas blew the biggest lead in school history the other day to Baylor.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
21-point lead and lost.
Was that on Saturday? Because I was watching that game, I'm pretty sure. Damn, yeah. I was like, holy cow, Kansas is running away with this. I'm going to change the channel. Yeah. Gotta love it. Yeah, so NCAA basketball's been very exciting to watch. That dance is right around the corner. It's a 64 team tournament when they do the play-in games, but what is it about? They do another 4 teams. 68 in total, yeah. So I'm very excited for that. Really looking forward to it. Yeah. What's on your agenda today? You got anything else on your docket?
No, we pretty much covered it.
Cool. I got a couple other things. Well, I got one other thing I wanted to touch on here real fast. So, Underdog Sports betting app. Michigan is one of the states that is fortunate enough to have sports betting legal, except for platforms like Underdog. I believe there's a few others that I don't know, but I just know Underdog from being one of the most popular ones. I know this is out of their control, but one of the reasons that I read that it is legal in the state of Michigan is that they do not like auto-pick sports betting. My question to you, Michigan government, is if that's the case, how come you'll auto-draft pick my Keno numbers or my Mega Millions numbers? That makes about as much sense as nothing. So I'd like to see that because I'd love to play Underdog, and I'd love to maybe have them be a sponsor for the show one day and get a bunch of signups and shit. It'd be really cool. So what are your thoughts on that law? That just seems unbelievable to me that we could bet on any game that we want, but I can't have something be auto-picked. That's just silly.
Well, how's that different than running the same game parlay? I mean, most of them are already pre-picked by other people.
Amen. So, and maybe I read the article a little incorrectly, but it is illegal to use that app here for some stupid-ass reason. And that's what I picked up on. I don't know. Just seems a little odd. But what do you do? So, yeah. All right. We covered a lot. I'm getting really excited. We're getting into the later parts of the season for basketball and hockey. We got the Super Bowl this Sunday. As much as I know, we're all like, damn, this is the matchup nobody wanted. Everybody's still going to tune in. It's probably going to be the most watched Super Bowl of all time. I'm going to probably take a shot every time they put the president on the screen or Taylor Swift. Maybe I'll take a shot of bleach every time they put Taylor Swift on, but yeah.
Streaming live.
All right. Yeah, we are approaching 8,000 subscribers. I cannot say thank you enough to our community. It has been very overwhelming with our support. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends and family, everybody. We again thank you. And with that being said, Nick, we'll see you next week. And we are Hulaham out.